I thought it'd be fun to try and get a sense of scale of what's going on inside the MISC Endeavour. So to do that, I got the model off the holotable, I ripped out a lot of the interior geometry, and I put in some decks. So everything you see in white is from the original, and all the coloured parts are my own speculative additions. I think that this is a really interesting ship, and I just really want to see how many decks we might be able to get, what is the interior space going to feel like in the Explorer cab. So this is obviously the cockpit area. I think this will have a nice big view. It's got these two side bays, which I think will be full of panels and control panels. And I think it's supposed to be based off the Jurassic Park lab a little bit. And I think these would look really good if they had a glass sheet in between them and the main cockpit's command area, to give it that sort of lab, hospital, clean room feel. Because also this could be a high-tech factory ship, and that would also fit that style. This next section is right above the gun, so there could be another bulkhead here, and this be an area to prepare for EVAs, or sort of the more defensive side of things. That would be quite appropriate. I haven't put any interior walls in here yet, but this area is where you connect to the main spine of the ship, so it's the most likely to be visited by visitors. So I think this would be good as a more communal space. It has got these large engine nacelles, but I think that the engineering should really be downstairs in the hold, and we'll have a look at that later. Now I've added a ramp here, but there could be far better ways of accessing this. So I think this deck would be best served as the sort of crew deck. And I've put I would imagine that this forward neck section would be the much more sort of smaller bunk-like spaces for the main crew, with a sort of eating area at the end just above the cockpit, as sort of a nice little viewing area. If we go back down, so I imagine bunks either side here. If we go through here, I think further back here would be good to have as like an atrium, and at the back wall section that off for cabins for the officers and the captain. I think that having like an atrium and a communal meeting space would be really good, because that's very much in keeping with how institutional buildings are. Now I made the observation deck a mezzanine, so that would have a glass dome over it looking down in the atrium. The observation deck is actually mentioned on the concept images. If we go down through the decks, and I think there should be a cargo elevator here, we are in the cargo hold now. This bay to the right is probably the best place for engineering, and that blue box represents the 500 standard cargo units the Endeavour is supposed to hold. And I put the bay at the front. And if you're doing cutaway, you can see how I've placed these decks. So what do you think? Do you think you'd make any other changes? Would you make this more decks or fewer? Just comment and tell me what you think.